Hello and welcome to D2 Destinations. Today we're going to show you how to change a flat tire on your Mercedes E350 with that complicated German jack. All right, now you've realized that you're in a little bit of trouble because you have a flat tire and you don't have enough time to call AAA. It's time to change that tire. The first thing you want to do is make sure your wheel is forward and straight after you've come to a complete stop. Then make sure that you turn your hazard lights on, click the button right in the center of the console, and then apply your safety brake and your parking brake in your lower left hand corner. When you're done, you can just pull on the park brake handle to release the park brake. Now the fun begins. Here's where part of the problem starts. Your jack and your spare tire are right under here. And if you can see in here, it's neatly packed in, well designed. However, if it's dark out and you've never done this, this is kind of difficult to even see what you're doing. There's a clip right here. You need to push this in and then pull that up. That will give you access to the jack itself. Keep note, there's a white foot part right over here. That has to go back in here just like this. But to get it out, you just lift it straight up and out. But knowing that you have to clip that little piece right there just to get in there is one of the first confusing things about this German jack. All right, so once you've removed the jack itself, this whole plastic plate in here has to be unscrewed to get the tire out. Just turn the whole thing counterclockwise several times. It's on a big plastic bolt under there. And once this becomes loose enough, this right out. Once that's removed, then you can get your spare tire and pull this straight up and out. Okay guys, now that you've retrieved the jack, which is not your typical jack, from the trunk of the car, it's time to take a look at where to put this. Now, there is a specific space in front of the rear tires and behind the front tires, depending on which flat tire you have, is where you're going to place this jack. And I'm going to show you how this jack is a little different. If you see this little white piece right here, that's the part that is going to go up against the underside of the vehicle. This big skid plate right here, this black part, that is going to go on the ground. You want to make sure that this foot is directly below the jacking point. Your tire changing kit also comes with this little piece of flat metal. And if you're wondering what this is actually a wheel chock. All you have to do is take the one side of it and fold it up, and then fold this side out and place the two teeth right in the grooves right here. And now you have a solid wheel chock, which will prevent the vehicle from rolling. In this case, we're going to be changing the back tire. So let's put this under the front tire. The car's facing a little uphill, so you want to make sure that you place this right down here under the front tire, just like that, to make sure this vehicle does not roll backwards when you have it up on the jack. Okay, now that the vehicle is safe with the parking brake on and the front wheel chocked, we're going to take the jack, and if you look up under here, there is a point where this white clip goes right up into the base of the car, right under here. And then we're going to jack it up, but you want to place the black side right here directly under this mounting point. And we're going to place the jack under here and start to crank it up. And that's the lifting point for the car. And make sure you never get under the vehicle when it's on this jack. So you crank it up just like that. Now the tire is starting to move, so this is the point where we want to stop and loosen our lug nuts. Another thing that's different about Mercedes is that the lug nuts come out, but the whole screw comes out. So in your kit, you'll find this little guide for once you remove the first lug nut, you put this in so that when it comes time to put the tire back on, this will guide the spare tire directly onto the hub. Okay, so first things first is we want to take the top lug nut, loosen it, and then take it all the way out. And you'll see that this is different than a lot of other tires you've probably changed.
because there it is. The whole thing comes out. You see that? Normally it's just the nut that comes off of the bolt itself, but in this case you just put this back in, and that will serve as your guide for when you get all of the others off. So what you're going to do is just take all these off, get your spare tire, and put the spare tire on. I know you guys don't want to sit through the whole pull it off, put it back on. You've got the basics here. I know you're on the side of the road. You want to get this thing changed. So let's finish up and get this tire secure, okay? I'll show you how to do that next. Now that you've got all your bolts secured back into your spare tire, we'll pretend this is the spare that we just put on. That remaining bolt right here, you just want to take that back out that you used as a guide. Take your remaining lug nut, place it in there, and tighten it down. Once you get all of these in and snug, you want to lower the vehicle a little bit to make sure that, put a little pressure on this, and then we're just going to double check all the others over here right now. And now we're just going to go counterclockwise to lower the car back down onto the spare tire that we've just put on here, and it'll eventually just slip out. But to put it away, you want to make sure that the whole thing is all the way retracted, and this little white spot, always remember, that's the part that touches the car. This hard black area goes down there. I know if it's raining out or if you're not in a very well lit area, it's pretty hard to see these things, but that's why I'm making this video, to kind of make it easier to change the tire. Remember, please take this wheel chock out. So come down here. If the car has rolled back on it a little bit, you may have to pull forward just a little bit, but pull this back out like this. Okay, when it comes time to putting the kit back, there's this little notch right here. This is the tow bar for the front in case you ever needed the car towed. But the proper way to put the jack back is with this little white foot going right there in that slot right there. Then just place the lug wrench back in and your bolt guide down the bottom and snap it back into place. It's ready to go back into the trunk. Okay, now we're going to place the spare tire back in the trunk, and you want to make sure that you put the safety information side down where it says your tire pressure. You just want to place that down so that it fits right over the screw where the tools go. Now just place the tool base over. You'll feel it kind of center, twist clockwise, and this whole jack toolkit will screw right onto the base plate, just like that. Make sure it's snug, and that way the tire won't be shifting around in the trunk. Don't over tighten it, and there it is. You're all set. Congratulations, you've just changed your flat tire, and now you can get back on the road. Just always remember to make sure you keep the vehicle under control when you realize you're having a flat tire. Get it off to the side of the road, into a parking lot, anywhere you're away from the traffic, and especially if you can find a flat, hard space. Good. Make sure you're on concrete or asphalt to do that. Make sure your parking brake is on. Make sure you chock the wheel, and be very, very careful to place the base of the jack directly under the lifting point that I showed you. I hope you have a better day. We'll see you next time on D2 Destinations.
Please remember to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.